Hi guys, so you're welcome today to our channel. It's love, relationship, and marriage. And I'm so excited today because right here with me is this beautiful woman. She's not only a beautiful woman, she's a mother, she's a wife, and she's also a doctor. She is here with us to tell us so many things that you need to learn. Okay, so today our topic is genotype compatibility and marriage readiness. Wow. So, guys, permit me to welcome Dr. Kambili Wuko. Yeah.
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you, Florence.
Yeah.
I'm so humbled. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm so blessed to get this opportunity, everyone. I hope you're all fine and ready for this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as she introduced me, my name is Woko Kambei. I'm a medical doctor, a mother, a wife, and so many things by the grace of God.
Yeah.
Yeah, so today we are going to talk about genotype compatibility and marriage readiness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's one thing to prepare about getting married and being that having that emotional attachment and the excitement of love and all that. I mean, it is beyond that, right?
Yeah.
Things that we need to talk related to our health that are so much important for us to be ready. Like when we get married, we are sure that we are on the right track. And since we are planning maybe to start a family that is having children, it's very important to talk about genotype compatibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be talking more of a medical and ethical perspective for singles. So I know for singles, we need to talk about the medical aspect in relation to ethics, in relation to emotional all that. Yeah, so it's really important to talk about genotype compatibility, as we said,
Yeah.
but also we need to raise awareness on these hereditary diseases, like thalassemia. There are also blood group compatibility. But also, one thing I always say for is that it's okay for you to choose whatever you want in marriage, but it's good that you know it before you get into marriage. Because you might have a shock of things inside there and you're already in the rock.
Yes.
And you do not even know what to do.
Yes. Fine.
So we are not here to tell you that you should do this, do this, do this. We are just here to tell you, to give you the information so that you get the informed information for you to choose at the end of the day. So that you and your partner, you know that I'm ready for this because I know there's ABC. If I choose this, I'm in for it, and I get to know the outcome of
every decision.
Every decision is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go right into it. I know we talk of genotype compatibility. This is a medical term. But then let's talk of genotype. It's a personal, complete set of genetic material, or we can simply say the genetic makeup. Every person has this phenotype, like you see someone has this eye, has this color, has this skin type, has this hair, has this maybe eyebrows. Those are the things that you see outside, but then inside there's this called genotype, is the gene makeup, like how you already, what you inherited from your father, from your mother, what do you take from your father, what don't you take from your mother. So those are the things when we talk about that. But then compatibility, now when we talk of human genetics, it is the likelihood of two individuals producing offspring with specific genetic condition, mostly now we will focus on sickle cell disease, sickle cell anemia, and so many. Yeah, so when you talk of now, let's talk of sickle cell disease. We'll focus more on sickle cell disease because this is a disease which is even more common. We see it more in Africa and even outside Africa. It is a disease which is more related to genetics, genetic aspects, and so we'll talk more of the sickle cell disease. But you can't talk of sickle cell disease without talking of hemoglobin. So I'll take you with a little bit of biology. Will forgive me, but since we are talking of genotype compatibility, we need to remember a little bit of that teacher of biology. I don't know if you like the teacher or not, but let's remind ourselves today. Yeah. So hemoglobin, as we all know, it is a protein in the red blood cells that carries oxygen. Yeah. So we all have oxygen. We have that red blood cells whereby they carry oxygen. So that protein that is in the red blood cells is called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin also has genotypes. We know we have AA, which is the normal gene. We have AS, which is sickle cell trait, or that is, if someone has AS, that means he's a carrier of sickle cell disease. But also SS is now the person who has features of sickle cell. But we also have AC and C and SC, which are other variants. But so we'll also talk about those as we continue the discussion. Sickle cell disease is a common condition in Africa, but also different types of the world. And this is a genetic disorder whereby the red blood cells become abnormally shaped. Normally, the red blood cells are in a circle, like in a circular shape. But then, when they are sickled, that is now we call it the sickle cell disease. Yeah, so as we all know that it has different symptoms whereby they have painful crisis, they have anemia, infection, jaundice, stroke, they have different complications. We may not go into that because of our time, but also it's also good to have it in the back of our mind. This is a long time disease. It may have complications if maybe one does not know himself or herself, but also if you do not take important medical aspects, it can really be dangerous disease, I can say. Yeah, but then it is also caused by both parents who are having abnormal genes. So we'll talk about things like I already told you that AA is a normal patient, AS is a carrier, that means you have it in yourself, but it has not expressed itself. So you have the S hidden in your body. Now we also have the SS. Now is the person who has the features of sickle cell disease. Yeah. So now let's talk. Maybe you are a couple. You are now in love. You are planning how to get married and all that. And then maybe you do a genetic study, and then you find maybe your partner has AA gene, but also genotype, and also maybe a girl has AA and the guy has AA. So that means when you get your offspring, they will all have the AA. That means they will all have the normal gene, which is okay. So we have the AA and AS, whereby one is normal and one is a carrier. You have a probability of getting two normal babies, but you also have a possibility of getting two diseased, I mean, like the ones, two carriers of sickle cell disease. To get married, maybe you are AA and one is SS. All your offspring will be carriers. Yeah, and you also have maybe one is AA and one is AC. You have a possibility of having three normal children and one a carrier who is AC. And the list goes on. I can give you examples as we continue. Yeah. So now we have already seen the sickle cell disease. How maybe two couples, one is a carrier, one maybe all of you are carriers, or maybe one is a carrier, one is a normal patient, one is a sickle cell disease, one is a carrier. There's a possibility of you guys either having a normal child, or having a carrier, or having the one who is now showing the signs and the symptoms of sickle cell disease. Now we have talked about the genetic aspect. Now let's talk about the emotional aspect. As I said before, like when you cancel these two, when you cancel a couple, it's really important to let them know what to expect, what is the disease about, what are the consequences of the disease. Yes, and we talk about the consequences. We talk about medically, because these are the patients who will be in and out of the hospital. Yes. We also talk about the finance now. You can't talk about medical
Without
with this life of now. Yes, the financial aspect, but also there's the emotional aspect of it. Sometimes you only think about money and medical, but there's that burden of a child, or a mother who will be seeing their child getting those painful crises, having multiple explosions, complications. It's really, my heart goes to all the sickle cell disease patients out there, and I know you guys are being strong, and I know you can do it, and I know God is with you and is fighting this battle with you. Yeah, but then for us now, who maybe are carriers, or maybe we are normal, or we are planning to go into marriage, it's very important to think about this stuff.
All these things.
They always say marriage is blind. I'm not sure
No, love is blind, not marriage.
Love
You need to
is
see. Oh, this
blind.
time around, you need to see.
You need to have a feather. If you need a feather, you need it.
Because of
Yeah.
this thing that the let me interrupt you by saying that
Yes, please.
we see the decision we make, we see the result of the decision we make in our kids. You
Yeah, that's
understand?
true.
So even as you are blind in that love, make sure you make a good decision,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's not only for you. You can eat your today and then tomorrow you cry. So you don't have to be selfish in choosing your partner, because when you're choosing, you think about your future.
Yeah, that's
Think
true.
about what your children is going to go through, because whoever you get married to, you're going to see that person replicated.
That's true. That's called an offspring. It's coming
Yes,
from you, off
yeah.
from you. Yeah.
So
Yeah, as you are saying, my sister, that's true. And some you can dare to say that love is not enough. Love is
hmm,
say love is everything. Okay, love is everything, love, quote unquote. But for this aspect now, it's really important to
very
think that
important, yeah.
love is not enough. One needs to
Mm,
think beyond and talk about the reality
the
of medical
reality
consequences.
of our decision.
Yes, of the decision. Yeah, and emotional bonds must be balanced with
Mm,
genetic awareness. So that's why even my sister thought of this topic, just to bring awareness onto all the singles out there, that there's something to think more beyond emotional bonds, emotional attachment to your partner or your upcoming spouse and all
mm,
that.
mm.
Yeah, but as I say, I really stress on this. It's really important to know what to expect. Even if you go in there, you decide, maybe I'm getting married to a career. I have one chance of getting a child. It's really important to go in there knowing that, and preparing your emotions and preparing your psychological aspect, rather than going there and you are shocked, or maybe you did not even take the
No,
genetic study,
test.
your test, and then you just find yourself, "Hmm, what is this?" You don't even know. So that's the thing. Also, can bring divorce and misunderstandings, and not
Yeah.
really getting to live to the potential that you should do. So now, one thing we should ask ourselves: when should one know the genotype? Like, when do you do the test? Yeah. I don't know how it is, but then during the marriage counseling, it's really important to go to the hospital and
So guys, so I hope this is a good lecture that you need to send to another person. This is a very hard talk that you need to discuss with your partner before you say I do. Because this is not only for you but for the generation. Not even only if you are ready to handle the emotional. What about that child? What would that child think of him or herself when he's taken in and out of hospital? These are what you could change just by a good decision. So you need to know the genotype. This genotype thing is a very important thing. So you need to check it. Like we have heard, the time we're supposed to check this. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. Keep sharing, keep liking. We are coming in with another hard talk. We're coming in this day with hard talk. These are very important things you need to pay attention to. Thank you so much, Doctor. We are excited
thank
from
you for having
I are
me.
we're gonna have it more and more and more away again. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So guys, see you and bye.
Bye.